Germany's last hope lay in their wonder weapons. The V-2 rocket, a huge leap forward in the history of military technology. It was a weapon system to herald a new form of warfare. Now I knew how to get Mueller. One true shot from the flak tower to his command tower. But the Russians had closed in, cutting me off from my designated vantage point. I'd have to cross the front line, past the attacking Reds, and infiltrate one of the most heavily defended fortresses in Berlin.
I want to go this way. Okay. Oh no, this is it. Well, he certainly looks German. New objective, eliminate Mueller. Oops, wrong gun. Where is he? Is that him? I'm gonna fail this because I don't know where he's at. He's not in any of these hard brick spots, so he's gotta be up here somewhere, right? He's the only one without a hat. They showed him. His blonde hair was all out there. They all seem to be looking down or up. I can't see close enough to tell. Let me get the binoculars, damn it. Now they're just standing there looking around. Oh, there. That's him, right? Yeah. So let me tag him. Oh, let me tag him. Oh. Alright, he's tagged. Alright, let's go. Say goodnight, Gracie. I mean, it says exfiltrate. Is that even a thing? Yo, it's time to exfiltrate, son. I do kind of want to kill more, where are those guys? They're all hidden. Get some extra points in this bitch. I like these far sharpshooting areas. This is kind of cool. I think I killed all the sharpshooters, huh? Alright, let's exfiltrate the area, as they said. I go this way? Okay. Oh my goodness. You're a little upset, sir.
Töte den Eindringling! Feuer! Stirb, du Schwein! Haltet ihn auf! Feuer! Nachladen! Der Scharfschütze! Er ist es! Töte den Eindringling! Töte den Eindringling! Haltet ihn auf!
Got everybody? Everybody for now, at least? All right. I like leveling up on my bullets. I guess we're going out the same way we came in, huh? All right, whatever. Here we go. Because it's not like I snuck by anybody. Oh, shit! Let me look again. Oh, okay. So I gotta, like, get the fuck out of there. I can't just be all on some, like, yo, I'm exfiltrating the area type shit. I gotta, like, go back the way I came and come back out. Okay.
Du kannst nicht gewinnen! Stirb, Abschaum! Stirb, du Hund! Töte den Scharfschützen! Schau da doch! Greif den Feind an! Lade Abschaum!
How would I get... Oh, boy, they just came upstairs. Doy. Not smart at all, man.
Haltet ihn auf! Feuer! Du wirst angegriffen! Gib auf! Da drüben! Stirb, Abschaum!
Er ist hier irgendwo.
Nachladen! Stirb, du Hund! Er ist es! Stirb, du
I'm just gonna wait for him to come up the damn steps like, yo. They know I'm there.
Töte den Eindringling! Greif den Feind an! Waffen bereit! Der Scharfschütze! Er ist es!
Ich werde dich finden.
Stirb, du! Wir werden angegriffen!
What's up? That's just saved my life for a second.
Sucht weiter! Komm raus, Scharfschütze!
Here we go. Did that handle him? To search his body for 4 bullets, really? All right, that's the checkpoint. Let's see what else we can do. Because I'm almost there, ladies and gentlemen. I just got to get across the damn yard.
Da drüben!
Er ist hier irgendwo.
Haltet die Augen
Findet
auf.
ihn.
Er ist hier irgendwo.
Ich werde dich finden. Sucht ihn.
Hier, schau! Er ist...
How did I not kill the guy there?
Ich werde dich finden. Findet ihn. Komm raus. Findet ihn.
Achtung, Granate!
Shit.
Er ist hier irgendwo.
Sucht weiter.
Sucht weiter.
Schaut euch um.
Sucht ihn.
There's a guy like right there.
Haltet die Augen auf.
Haltet die Augen auf. Sucht ihn.
Achtung, Granate!
Got
Ich werde dich
him.
finden. Haltet die Augen auf.
Come on, you're not fooling me. There is a guy right there. Putting into that claptrap. There's one more guy though, right? Come on, there's more. I know there is. Germans are persistent as hell, man. We gotta go in that way. That's where the gate's closed. Oh no, I can go that way. Let's go. Make the run. Home free, bitch. That, by the way, that sprint is horrible. All right, y'all, we did it. You know, that one, now that I understand the whole spray and everything, that's, not so bad, huh?
The only target left was Wolf, but I hadn't a clue where he was hiding. I knew the Ivans had a special operations command post in East Berlin. Perhaps he was in contact with them. I packed up and headed out, followed the sounds of fighting and tank fire. It was just about the most dangerous place I could possibly go, but I needed answers, and this was the only way to get them.
All right, guys, this is Editor Youssef. I'm I kind of messed up and didn't push the record button. That's why you didn't hear me breathing real hard while the guy was doing his exposition there. So I didn't like record my voice over the actual gameplay, and that's fine because I wanted to go over the main things in this story: the V2 rocket and the American sniper, which apparently wasn't really a thing. Seemed that America was real behind on its sniper stuff. But anyway, first the rocket. Okay, it says, on a Sunday morning in autumn 1944, my father, then a teenager, was waiting for a train at Cromer Railway Station on the coast of eastern England. It was a beautiful day, and from the railway platform set high above the town, he could see across the calm North Sea to the German-occupied Holland. Quote, on the horizon, I saw 3 streaks go up into the air and disappear into the stratosphere, he recalls. I'm quite certain those were V2 rockets being launched to crash somewhere. Where? I don't know. Launched from mobile units, each V-12 rocket was 14 meters high, carried a ton of explosives, a literal ton. Not like, oh my god, it was a ton. Like, it was a literal ton of explosives. The first attack on London on the 8th of September 1944 gouged a crater 10 meters, 34 or 32 feet across, killed 3 people and injured 22. It's kind of ineffective to me. Yeah, it leaves a big old crater and it kills 3 people. Like, wow. Anyway, however, unlike the aircraft or the V-2's predecessor, the V-1 flying bomb, this was a new type of weapon crashing and exploding without warning in large cities such as London, Norwich, Paris, Lille, and Antwerp. Did I say that right? Lille. It took just 5 minutes from launch to landing. V stood for Vergeltungswaffen. Vergeltungswaffen. That's a long word. Or retaliatory weapon, and were the last-ditch attempt by the Germans to reverse the course of war. After seeing a rocket launch, Dad was fortunate enough to escape the V-2's return to Earth when he was waiting for another train at Queen's Park Underground Station in North London. Quote, suddenly there was a large bang in the road nearby and a great cloud of debris was thrown up into the air, and that was a V-2 rocket, he says. It was a terror weapon. You didn't hear it arriving. It was just there. Bang! Yep. More than 1,300 V-2s were fired at England, and as Allied forces advanced, hundreds more were targeted at Belgium and France. All right, although there is no exact figure, estimates suggest that several thousand people were killed by the missile, 2,724 in Britain alone. However, a far grimmer statistic is that many more, at least 20,000, died constructing the V-2s themselves. Quote, it's something that's often glossed over but shouldn't be, says Doug Mueller, a space historian and curator of space technology at London Science Museum, where a V-2 takes pride of place in the main exhibition hall. Quote again, the V-2 program was hugely expensive in terms of lives, with the Nazis using slave labor to manufacture these rockets. The prisoners, many pulled from other concentration camps for their technical skills such as wielding, worked around the clock in an underground factory called Mittelwerk near the Buchenwald concentration camp in central Germany. They lived under appalling conditions with no daylight, little sleep, food, or proper sanitation. Many were executed for attempted sabotage. Eyewitness accounts describe prisoners being hanged from cranes above rocket assembly lines. That's pretty gruesome. Yeah. I mean, making an example, like the thing that kills me is that there've been a lot of ways that warfare makes example of people, you know, that makes it really, you know, off the chain. And when it comes to war games and stuff, they don't really go that far. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't. This is not one of those games. This is a game where you just shoot people in the head, you know what I mean? But they catch a dude trying to sabotage one of those V-2 rockets, and they're like, hang 'em high. Let everybody else know what happens. That stinks, man. Uh-oh, I remember this. I thought I had a clear movement. I was being really cautious, and then all of a sudden, I started getting busted, man. That stinks. But anyway, or stunk. Why did I say stinked? All right. Despite his complicity in the conditions at Mittelwerk, the engineer who designed the V-2, Werner von Braun, came to be feted as a hero of the space age. The Allies realized that the V-2 was a machine, unlike anything they had developed themselves. At the heart of the V-2 was a powerful motor capable of taking the rocket more than 80 kilometers, 50 miles, above the Earth in a trajectory of some 190 kilometers or 120 miles, Fueled by liquid ethanol and oxygen, it was much more sophisticated than anything built before, and effectively the world's first space rocket. There had been smaller rockets built in the 1930s, but this was far bigger with a greater range, Millard says. The V-2 was a quantum leap of technological change. One of the most important new technologies developed for the V-2 was an automatic guidance system. What? Sorry, I'm actually kind of impressed by that. They put a guidance system in a fucking World War II rocket? That's crazy. Which operated independently of the controllers on the ground, with the designation programmed into the onboard analog computer. Once a rocket was in flight, its gyroscopes could continuously track the craft's position in 3 dimensions. Any deviation in course and rudders fitted to the fins on the side of the rocket would automatically adjust the heading and trajectory to keep it on target. Wow, that's crazy. We're over here trying to stop one V-2 rocket from oh, get him. Nice. We're over here trying to stop one V-2 rocket from getting busted, right? And there was like a whole bunch of them lifted off. But this rocket is special, and I'll explain to you why in a second. Let me see. Not surprisingly, when the war ended, the Americans, Soviets, and British scrambled to get their hands on V-2 technology. With no desire to work for Stalin, von Braun made a shrewd decision to surrender to the Americans, while the Russians got their hands on the V-2 factory and test range. Quote, both the Americans and Soviets took the V-2s to bits to decipher their workings, said Millard. The Soviets completely recreated the V-2, and the Americans took them over to America to launch and carry out some of the first upper atmosphere experiments. However, the U.S. knew that it wasn't the hardware that was important as the man behind it, or the men behind it. And they had von Braun, although the military's priority was to develop intercontinental ballistic missiles. The German engineer now had the opportunity to pursue his dreams of spaceflight. Quote, after a brief hiatus, he started working for the American Army on their Redstone missile, and that was a direct derivative of the V-2, says Millard. America's first astronaut, Alan Shepard, was launched in 1961 on a version of the Redstone missile. Wow. So it's easy to draw a direct line between the V-2 rocket built by slave laborers and launched from the Nazi-occupied Europe and the first American in space. Quote, we got to the moon using the V-2 technology, but this was technology that was developed with massive resources, including some particularly grim ones, said Millard. So would man have landed on the moon without Hitler's weapon? Probably, but perhaps not as soon. As with so many technological innovations, war hastened the development of the modern rocket and accelerated the space age. Even today, the fundamental technologies of launches remains the same as it did 70 years ago. Okay, the engine looks similar, rockets still use gyroscopic guidance, and most are powered by liquid fuel, all pioneered by the V-2. Unwittingly, on a September day in 1944, my father had witnessed the dawn of the space age. Rockets really haven't changed a great deal, says Millard. We're still living in the age of the V-2. That's interesting. So the V-2 rocket, basically what hooked everything up. It made everything special. But one thing I want to say before we finish off with this video, so when what's his face, the sniper saves the guy, and the guy's talking about Tulane or some junk like that. The sniper asks him where it's at, like where is that place? What the guy is talking about, it's a German name for nerve gas. The V-2 rocket has nerve gas in it. And it's a biological weapon. That's what makes this rocket specifically dangerous, because the rocket will explode and send off gases that will cause people to. It's a particularly horrible nerve gas. Okay, so that's what makes the story. That's what raises the stakes in the story. I don't think this game tells you this. I played the whole game and I didn't figure it out until I went online and looked up what the German guy said, and that's a pretty big fail on this game, if you ask me. That is for sure. But anyway, so now you've been educated on what the V2 rocket is and why it's important for this game, even though this game doesn't really do a very good job of it, does it? Anyway, you guys have fun. I'll let this run out. By the way, that shit is hilarious. Getting blasted by that tank like that. Anyway, peace.